why are morning routines literally so hard to stick with? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you'll have one going, you'll be really strong for like 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then it's just gone. And I've really reflected on that in my own life because I feel like it's just really freaking annoying that morning routines are so hard to stick to, and what am I doing wrong and all of that. And I feel like I really started to hit the nail on the head when I realized that I was trying really hard to put myself into a very specific box of what I thought a morning routine should look like, and not allowing my morning routine to actually do what it's meant to do, which is serve me, start my day off strong, and get things done in an orderly manner before everything else happens about the day that maybe I can't control. And I talked about this last week as we went over nighttime routine, setting ourselves up for success, all of that good stuff. But I really wanted to lean into this morning routine of kind of going back to the foundation of why you're doing what you're doing and what habits are actually there to serve you and to help you grow, and not just filling it to fill it with things that appear healthy or maybe are genuinely healthy. They are positive things, but they're not what you need in that moment, okay? So today we're going over reforming morning routines and what that protocol looks like, and I'm really, really excited, so let's do it. Today we're lame and we have ice water, but I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? Like, I just really am in this hydration season of life. We're going to call it that. We're going to be dramatic and we're going to call it a hydration season of life. I have been really good about getting a lot of water, peeing a lot, but that's fine. But that's all we're drinking right now. I really think I'm gonna go get a matcha after this though. I actually, you know what? This just solidified it. Saying it out loud to you right now, I'm going to get a matcha after this. So we can pretend I already have my matcha for this episode, okay? Anyways, back from Colorado, and it's just been a whirlwind of a new year, trying to get back into the groove of all of the things and feeling maybe like I started off like a week behind everybody else, but just trying to be like, you know what, that's okay. That's okay. And just embracing where we're at. I went to the doctor very recently and got an entire blood panel done, okay? Going over all of my levels for hormones, vitamins, minerals, whatever, just all the things. And it had some really interesting results, okay? Very interesting. And so I am having to make a lot of changes to my diet, which has just been, I'm gonna say it, brutal. Brutal. So if you know me at all, you know I am a carb lover. I love any breads, pastas, potatoes, just all the carbs. And I love that so much. And I've never really had to deal with ramifications of that. But guess who is pre-diabetic? It is me. There's diabetes on previous in my family and all these things. So, and then just running some tests and all of this stuff. And it's just been kind of chaotic for me in the last couple of weeks. So, basically she was like, listen, we're not doing like a diet, obviously, but she was like, listen, we're gonna maybe have to not do pasta every single day. I literally would eat pasta every single day. And I'm just like, my insulin, I'm very, very insulin resistant. So my body just produces a lot of insulin to do what it needs to do, but it really doesn't need to produce that much insulin. It's just doing it for fun. So I'm having to greatly adjust my diet, which is just so stinking sad because I'm having to say goodbye to a lot of my pastas. But it's been really, really fun. I've gotten to come up with some amazing recipes and just kind of lean into more holistic eating. And I've been doing that now for a couple weeks. This all happened back in December of last year. So I'm really, really actually pleased with what's happening. I'm very excited to just see all the changes. And I think we're going to do a little episode soon about what I learned because I got to sit down with a nutritionist, hang out with them for a little bit and talk more about it. I also have really good friends who are nutritionists that I just always am consuming their content because it's such an important part of your life of what you're eating and all of that. So anyways, life update for you. I'm not carb free, obviously, because that's just silly. Your brain needs carbs to literally function. But I am going to be lower carb for sure. And we're going to get into all that on a nutrition episode coming later this month. So I'm really excited. But Why did I say all that? Oh, I guess it was just my life update. I was just filling you in on my doctor's appointment, but it's fine, whatever. Okay. So today we're kind of picking up from where we talked last week about the nighttime routine, the nighttime protocol of setting yourself up for the best version of your day you possibly can have. And it was really, really good to just kind of have that reminder that the routines are here for you and they're meant to serve you and where you want to go in life and not vice versa. They're not meant to be chores or anything that's crazy. And I feel like sometimes it is really, really easy to add things to your morning routine specifically that are fillers or not actually doing anything for you productively, and more so you're just adding it in because it sounds good or because it should be healthy. Let's talk about that like for a second. So, the idea of meditation or gratefulness practices or drinking hot lemon water with a 32-ounce glass of water and then having a vitamin drink, whatever. All of that sounds good in theory. All of that sounds really beneficial. But if you're not even able to do the smallest of thing of your morning routine because you're trying to fill it with things like meditation, if you're not able to wake up and make a healthy breakfast because you're too busy meditating, but you're a nurse and you're gonna go stand on your feet for 12 hours on shift, you're not actually having your routine serve you. You're trying to create a routine that you think is good, but it's not helping you. It's not actually helping you succeed during your day, okay? So instead of being focused on things that sound really good, or I'm going to call them like wellness trends, really figure out what you need from your morning. Something that I recently did in preparation for the new year was sit down and come up with 3 keywords that I wanted to either experience or feel or just kind of live in for the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. Okay. So I sat down and I was like, okay, ideal world, what would my morning have me feeling like? What would it really kind of leave me to sit in? And the words are, I don't have them in front of me, but they're like productive and creative and whatever. I don't know, probably like accomplished or knowing myself is probably something to do with being achievable, whatever. But when I'm in my morning routine, those are the things that I want to feel. Is I want to feel productive because I'm starting my day off, and that means that I need to really set myself up so that way I'm ready to walk into a work day full of people calling me in different times, trying to have my time divided among, working on projects, but also in meetings, all of that. And I love, love, love my job of getting to be the communications lead. And that also means I have a team to lead and they have things that they need from me while I'm also doing my own job. So it's just kind of a lot. And then you add on the fact that my day does not stop at 5 p.m. I have a lot more work that I need to get done in the evening. My lunch breaks, I usually have to do some work during my lunch breaks as well. So there's just a lot going on during my day. So when my morning starts, I really need it to be something that sets me up to feel like I can accomplish a lot during the rest of my day, that I'm going to feel productive and on fire and ready to go. Okay. So I know I need that for my morning routine, but someone else might need something very different from their morning routine. Like I said, if you're a nurse and you're going to go stand on your feet for 12 hours, you probably don't want to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to accomplish as much as you can before you leave, because your morning routine might actually need to be a lot more restful and peaceful and gentle because you know that during the day there's a lot of really intense chaos coming at you. So there's just so many things that you need to look at within your own life and figure out what are your 3 keywords that you want to see yourself experience in that routine, in that morning. And you can do this for your evening routine, you can do this in the afternoon, just whatever you're looking at. What are the 3 things that you want for yourself to experience? And when you have that determined, you then can start building it out. So for me, does it make sense that I'm trying to do a 5-minute meditation in the morning when I'm trying really hard to be very productive? No, I probably only need about a minute of meditation to sit there, calm my thoughts, really just breathe in, connect with God, and kind of wrap up the Bible study. And I don't need a super elongated meditation time. But if your goal in your morning is to feel calm and gentle and peaceful, that might be something where you want to up and you're going to try to meditate, a goal of 15 minutes. So It's all dependent on what you need in your morning and not allowing other things to consume you and distract you from that path. And this is very, very hard for people who use their phone as something that helps them wake up. So what I mean by this is when I was in college, I would try to wake up. I think it was like 5:30, and we would go to the gym by 6, and then so like there was this whole process. I'd be at the gym until 7. We'd go get breakfast, and we were at our first class by 9. And it was a really great morning routine, but I struggled to get up at 6:30 sometimes. So I had my phone next to me, and as soon as my alarm went off, I would allow myself to scroll on Instagram or TikTok for a while as a reward for waking up. Okay. And it did its job in the terms of I did wake up. I would wake up early and I would be ready to kind of like sluggishly get out of bed then. And I learned a really bad habit though that in the morning, unless I was able to jump on my phone, I really wasn't waking up. I'd like just snooze the alarm. And that was just not a good thing to do. But the scrolling on the phone, the first thing that I'm seeing is being, consumption of other people's lives, of other people's thoughts and opinions wasn't really allowing me to just wake up slowly and kind of connect with myself and then connect with God and then connect with my friends at the time and now my husband. So I had to kind of unlearn that habit of how to wake up and stay up. And the best thing that I've really, really found is that you have to have your alarm away from you, like across the room. So when your alarm starts going off, preferably pretty loudly, but in a calming sense. Like I have birds that chirp. I kind of hate the birds. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of hate them, but it gets me out of bed. So the birds start chirping. I have to get up out of bed and then go over to the alarm and turn it off. And at that point, you're already standing. You're already up. You can have water sitting next to the alarm. So, you just try to train yourself that you start drinking the water. It's going to be easier to get up. And then it's already, for me, next to the bathroom. So I'm able to go to the bathroom then and start my morning skincare slash oral care routine. Okay. So that for me right now happens around 6:30 because it's winter. And if you listen to hibernation season, listen, I don't really do well when the sun is down for so many hours while I'm awake. Like I need the sun to come up at some point very, very soon, preferably after I wake up. Um, for work reasons, because I film my morning routine often, but also just for personal life because I cannot handle being in the dark that long when I'm tired. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I do that right now between 6:30. Matt wakes up at 4:40. He has to leave some mornings at like 7 a.m. His schedule's all over the place. So what he does is he wakes up at 4:40 in the morning. He goes and has his Bible studies for 30 minutes, and then he goes to the gym or goes on a run. And that's his morning routine. He comes back, has a protein shake, jumps in the shower, and then gets ready for the day, has breakfast, hangs out with me because at this point I'm up, and then he leaves. So, very different morning routines. Very, very, very different morning routines between the two of us. And that's in the same household. I can't even imagine how many morning routines must be out in the world for everybody to be trying to achieve on their own and all of the things that they're adding in. So I could wake up at 4:40 and go on a run and I would be miserable. My life would be miserable. I'm not even listen, it's not a discipline issue, okay? It is literally the fact that I would be miserable. But Matt, if he doesn't go on a run, he is like jumpy all day. He's kind of like a little shaky. And I'll be honest, he's a little all over the place. Like he just doesn't seem as focused and grounded when he does not move his body at a really intense rate, whether that's weightlifting or running. So you have to figure out what you need, okay? This is about you. So you wake up, you do for me, my skincare. I will do my tongue scraping first thing in the morning. I'll take my retainer out, do my tongue scraping. Um, Freaking love that. If you're looking for a habit to add, tongue scraping has changed my life. It is truly amazing. I really do enjoy it. It's so you can get like the stainless steel one on Amazon for like $5 and you just scrape out your tongue in the morning. It's a game changer, okay? So and then I will do hydration drops and vitamin C drops from Dermalogica on my face and just kind of rub that in. I do not cleanse my face in the morning because I double cleanse the night before, so I don't do that. So I just put that serum on, and then SPF if it is a day that I'm going on a walk. I don't go on a walk every single day after my morning routine. Sometimes it comes in later in the day. Okay. And then I go in my cozy PJs and my giant thing of water and do my Bible study. I always do my Bible study with water. I love the idea of doing it with coffee, but I just know that I need to be hydrating myself. And I'm a little bit more awake now because I did my skincare. And my Bible study usually lasts 20-ish minutes. It's not super, super long or in depth because it's still early in the morning and I'm just kind of still trying to grapple with it. But the first thing that I really want to be able to start processing through in the morning is my relationship with God. That's really important for me. And I honestly think it's helped a lot in making sure that throughout the day, that's what I'm rooted in, not something that I saw on my phone or something that stressed me out and or some dream that I had that is keeping me, focused in that. It's just recentering me for the day on what I know is important. So I will do my Bible study and then I go in and make my protein shake. So this depends a little bit on the day. This will vary what happens next. I will either then go get my stuff on and go on a walk with my dog, and drink my protein shake and listen to a audiobook or a podcast. So that way I'm learning something new or gaining a new skill, whatever that is. And if I'm not going on a walk, because there are days where I have a little bit of a tighter schedule, I will then just jump right into making the bed and drinking my protein shake as I kind of get some things done, like going and grabbing my planner and making my to-do list. Okay, so I'll just kind of bring my protein shake with me. If I'm on my walk, I have to drink my entire protein shake, and then when I get back, I'll jump into making the bed then. Okay, so it's either there's a walk there or there isn't, but it doesn't have to be the same every day. And that's the thing also, is I think sometimes we're like, the routine has to be the same every single day. Some days you have more time and you're able to, go on a 2 mile walk, a 5 mile walk, whatever. And then there's some days where you just don't have that time and you need to come back and get through some other things. Okay. So after all of that's done, I will take the outfit that was laid out for me either the night before or usually the week. I lay out all the outfits during the week and I will get dressed. I'll do my hair, my makeup, all of that. And I will go start going through my emails. So I like to start my day off with emails and then I like to end my day with emails, because if I don't do this and I try to jump straight into a project, I can't focus. I'm too consumed with what everyone was saying. And I'm a big fan of snoozing emails for either later in the day when I have time to get back to it, or for a different day throughout the week. So that way it's popping up. And this really helps me a lot, make sure that I don't really miss a lot of emails that come into my inbox. My inbox is always cleared out. So I put everything into folders. So it will always, like, if I get a new message, it's gonna show up pretty quickly, and I'll snooze a lot of messages too. So I'll go through any messages that I might have snoozed myself earlier, any new ones that came in, and just kind of sort them out, answer anything that's quick and easy, and then time block time throughout the day to get back to the ones that maybe need a little bit more work around them, or maybe they need a little bit more of a thoughtful answer than just a quick one. So I will start off with the emails, and then I'll also do at this point a social media check-in. So my goal prior to this was to really stay off of social media. I did not want to be on there scrolling, seeing other people. Especially what happens to me is I love to see what my friends are doing, and I love to scroll on like TikTok and Reels and stuff like that and just kind of get some really fun inspiration. My feed has definitely gotten curated to very much so what I like, which I'm very grateful for. But what happens is the comments are what usually just drain me, as I will start reading comments, and it's always the negatives that pull you in. You know what I mean? It's never like the sweet comments that you are reading. It's always the really, really rude ones. And then it just kind of like makes me upset because people are being so mean, or people are being so misguided. They don't understand something, or they're just rude. And so I will start, if I'm not careful, I will start reading comments almost naturally, and it's just a really upsetting thing. And it's just so unhealthy. It's so unhealthy for people to be projecting like that, first of all, but then for me to be consuming all of those just mean things. So if any of I will sometimes catch myself and be like, what are you doing right now? But I'll do my social media check-in, and if it's a posting day, I have posting schedules. If it's a posting day, I'll try to get my post up before I jump into deep work. And at this time, I now have I'm just ready to go for the day. Okay. My skincare's done. My protein intake is already at 30 grams because I had my protein shake. And usually that sustains me until like snack time, I guess, maybe at like 10:30, which I'll go grab like fruit or something that, well, used to toast, but the whole carb situation. So no more just a piece of toast for me. I've got to like fill it up with eggs or something. But I will then just grab a giant thing of water, refilled ice water, maybe electrolytes in it, depending if I have Muay Thai later in the evening. And I'll bring that over and just get to sit down and start deep work then. So now I have a to-do list because my emails help me frame out all the things I need to accomplish during the day. And then my prior on Sunday, Saturday, whatever, I have planned out my week too. So I know what I need to do. I also started this morning super productive because I have made my bed. Check. I can mark that off of my habits that I want to be consistent with. I've done all of the little things that I can then go through and say, yep, check, 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 check. And it helps me feel like I'm already on top of everything I need to be doing. I'm already accomplished. So once I have all those checks in the boxes, I have my framework for the day, and I'm not feeling anxious because I feel behind or anything like that, or because I scrolled on social media too much or whatever. I'm ready to jump into what I call deep work, which is when I'm either in a really, really deep creative space where I'm working on projects for work, or when I'm trying to be intentional with my time in meetings. Okay. So a lot of people wouldn't consider meetings or, spending time with other people deep work. But when you're intentional with it, when you're actually focusing on listening, taking notes, and stewarding their time well on top of yours, it really does to me feel like deep work. So I will lean into this and I will spend all morning in deep work, and then I will take a lunch break around 12, which I will usually turn on like some sort of audiobook, music, maybe even like a quick TV show while I make my lunch. And then I will do I'll work on my emails for my second job, or I will work on social media collabs. I'll send out invoices, all of that. Okay. And then as soon as my lunch break is over, I'll jump back in and then try to, continue my afternoon in a creative space to keep on working. Okay. So the day kind of flows this way. Okay. My morning flows right now, and everything that I'm doing is very intentional, and it's setting me up for a successful day. I'm not filling my time with things that are just there because I think I should be doing it or because I heard it's healthy or whatever. I'm really, really intentional about what I add in and what I take out. Okay. Before, I really was like, I need to get better at meditation. I need to get better at meditation. It just was something I hated. It wasn't something I felt like I was getting anything added to. And I just sat there almost like making to-do lists in my head. And it wasn't what I needed in my morning. My morning needed to be centered around productivity and setting myself up for a day that I'm able to be creative. And meditation just isn't there. And does that mean it won't be forever? No, that might be something that I add in, in 6 months. But in this season, I was able to recognize that that was something I was really forcing on myself. And I wasn't able to release that completely. And when I didn't try to force meditation every single morning, I find that I am so much more excited to do my morning routine. I look forward to what I'm doing instead of kind of sitting there going, shoot, this is a chore, and wanting to snooze my alarm again. You know what I'm saying here with this? Like, you got to look forward to it. You got to do things that have rewards with them because it's just better that way. And then this means that when I do take time to meditate, which I try to do maybe once a week on Saturdays if I can do it before Muay Thai because I have a little bit more time, and I will sit there and it just feels more intentional. It feels like it's truly grounding me instead of being a chore that I have to do. So, what habits are you putting in your morning routine, in your nighttime routine, whatever, that really shouldn't be there, that are only there because you think they should have a place in your life because you've heard they're healthy, but they're not? And how can you make your morning flow and be what you need it to be? Find those 3 keywords of what you want to experience and feel, and then learn to cultivate a routine that sets you up for that feeling, because then your day is going to go so much smoother. You're going to be set up for so much more success throughout everything. And then you flow into your nighttime routine and you get to do it again. And you actually look forward to what you're doing instead of, again, it feeling like a chore. And not that every single habit should be completely enjoyable, because you don't want to sit down and, watch TV in the morning with a bag of Cheetos. No, like that might be fun for like a rotting day, but it's not actually helping you in that moment. So there's still that level of discipline, but there is the balance of just learning that it doesn't all need to be so forced. Okay. I hope that this was so helpful. I'm really, really excited. We have some amazing episodes for the rest of January and just this entire year. Some really cool guests are coming on that have already agreed, and just more and more knowledge, tips, tricks, and next steps for living an abundant life, living your best life. And it's just so, so exciting. So anyways, I hope this was helpful and love you lots.